Hey, Facebook. I hope y'all can see me and hear me. Yeah, I always try to tune in on my phone as well just to make sure. All right, so of course, I'm gonna let Facebook do what it do, get the people on. This damn piece. Um, Make sure. Looks like everything is good to go. Yeah, I think so. I'm excited to share what I have to share today. Woo, makes my hands tingle. I just love doing this. I have a real passion for, sharing any ways to help people live a better quality life. So whether you're watching on live, or, tuning into the replay or watching wherever you're going to watch, because this is shared in many areas, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, on our site, definitely, tuned in, make sure, you have an open mind and ear. I'm just going to wait a few more seconds before I go in, but I just love doing this and I have a passion for it, because this has been my life. This is what I've been, in this whole entrepreneurship journey for some years now. Started about 13 years ago. Forgot that I turned 31. 13 years ago, right? Isn't that right? Sorry, 18. Yeah, 13 years ago. And I really ran from it when I started this whole entrepreneurship journey. I was like, what the heck is all this? This is too much. These people are crazy and excited. But it came back to me. I always say I didn't choose this life. It chose me. This is something that God had intentions, even up to this whole channel and this site to share and give you guys some insight. It's not always easy on this journey, and I'm going to share that with you. So for those who are tuning in, definitely let me know what city and state you're tuning in from. I always love to hear. Please share this, because I know if it's not you, there's someone out here in this world that's an entrepreneur, or not. Like, a lot of the things I share can help you in your life, period. But I know that there are many entrepreneurs, specifically because this channel is for entrepreneurs, who are out there going through a tough time, and adversity. And even when things are good, there's always going to be a time where you hit your up and down roller coasters and everything like that. So, I'm coming to you and sharing, what's on my heart. This has been shared for this week. I've talked about entrepreneurship struggles and how to overcome as well, but I really wanted to nail in a little bit more about overcoming the giant and really just kind of go into this aspect as far as like the mental struggles. The last one I shared about, overcoming entrepreneurship struggles was specific to those who told me, hey, and, how do you, figure out marketing? How do you figure out, when you have no support, when your family tells you no, when, nobody believes in you, when you don't even believe in yourself, when, you can't have rejection, you can't take rejection, and, things like that. So that was one of the things that I specifically spoke more about as far as the struggles. This week is the inner game, mental, of what it takes and everything with, overcoming just the giants of life. Okay. When I say giant, I mean, trials and tribulations, things that we particularly go through, how to, the stuff that you go through within your life and your business. Okay. When you're an entrepreneur, your life is not always separate from your business, because what affects your life, it can affect your business. And when you're an entrepreneur, you really learned how to find what you wanted to do, what you wanted to create in your life, and circle it around your business. You get what I'm saying? Like you guys are watching me in the sense of my own home. You get what I'm saying? Like, my life is my business. If I don't have a happy home, or the house is crazy, or stuff is going on here, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing for business. You get what I'm saying? So I hope that particularly makes sense. So, hold on. It looks like I'm freezing up. Okay. Sometimes when you light skin like this, it just, Lord, I need to still get some melanin up in my skin. It's awesome. I can't really the lighting a little bit. And when I move my hands a lot, that I really talk with my hands all the time. So a lot of times when I'm on, it looks like, the screen froze or anything like that. So I just wanted to make sure you guys can see me, you guys can hear me. And if you do and do not know who I am, I'm Lauren Elsie, Thriving Entrepreneur, coming to you live on ThriveAbundantly TV, the channel to make you go, get you to start thinking about your business, gut check you into your business, and really get you to start thinking in an area where you should be looking at in your life and your business. I'm also an author and a speaker. I'm working on my book. I revealed that too soon. I'm also a speaker, and I also am an entrepreneurship and business coach where I help women to excel their business online to create the wealth that they want without sacrificing time with their family. And also to avoid burnout. So that's particularly what I do when I have my VIP coaching clients. And by all means, if you need assistance and help with that, do not hesitate to reach out to me, and we can figure out and schedule a strategy call, see where you are with your business, and see if you fit in our program. We are very specific about who we help and work with here at Thrive Abundantly. So definitely reach out and let me know. So as I've been sharing, like I said, for those who are on, definitely some thumbs, some hearts up. Let me know you're awake, how you feeling this morning. Use an emoji on how you feel this morning and let me know. And let me know what city and state you're tuning in from. I'd love to hear from you. So this week's topic has been about overcoming the giant. How do you overcome the giant? How do you go about beating that giant? And what is this giant? This giant is life, life adversities, the trials and tribulations that come in your life and as well as your business. Here on Thrive Abundantly TV, we're very specific about working and sharing on different areas and topics when it comes to entrepreneurships and the things that you go through. So if you're new or you've been an entrepreneur for years, like myself, I've been 13 years, but consistently for 7 now, right? Yeah. So, this channel is a good space for you to help you start areas where it can assist you. And by all means, if you need, help or anything like that, reach out. You can't do this by yourself. One of the things I had to is get out of my own way and hire a coach myself to get someone to help me and just be there. And I literally have the coach, over about a year now. Yeah. And I really wish I did it years ago. I've always had a mentor. But it was my first time about a year where I actually invested, for a coach to really sit and work with me, because a mentor is always great. And I've always had them and been blessed and thankful and can still go back to them. But a lot of times, they're busy, they're doing things, and they got to do what they got to do. So when you have a coach that you actually specifically pay for to help and coach you, especially when you're having areas where you have your breakdown, it's really important to, focus on that and really to have that support system. You know what I'm saying? Because your support system who voluntarily is there is not always going to be there when they have to, because guess what? They're going through things. And not to say your coach or mentor isn't, but guess what? When you're paid thousands of dollars to, put your stuff to the side, they really worked on themselves. And, my coach and their coach as a coach. I always said, if Oprah got a coach, I need a coach. That was something I had to get real with myself. When I found out Tony Robbins was once, I don't know if he still is, but was once her coach, I was like, well, hell, I need to get myself together and get a coach. So I wanted to talk, like I said, I have 8 major keys. I sound like DJ Khaled. Major keys. Okay, I have 8 major keys. I'm looking a little bit like Janet Jackson a little bit with these curls, but like I said, I'm reserving my curls. So I have my little cute beanie. I love the little slap cap that you have, and some curls. But anyway, I was just sitting there looking like I look really curly. But anyway, So, like I said, we all go through trials and tribulations. We all go through adversities, whether in our life and our business. And I'm going to share major keys to really help and get you in a oh yeah, Jada from Jason's lyric. She did have this style. Yeah, there you go. I'll take Jada, the old Jada though. I don't, you know, the new Jada now with these Botox cheekbones. She still look good, but I'm just saying the old Jada. I'll take. She looks nice and and anyway, thanks for that comment. So, as far as the 8 major keys for, you know, entrepreneurs to overcome the giant, one, and like I said, if you have a pen and paper, you know, please write this down, whether you're catching it here now on live or on the recording. I highly recommend that you write this down and put it in a space that's going to keep in front of you, because here's what I want you to do. Like I said, God spoke on me today to speak upon you and share this. I wish when I was going through things I was going through, and I went through my deep, dark depression, and I'm going to share I'm going to pull out the notes tomorrow and share questions that I asked myself when I was like, you can still see the tear marks on the paper. I still have it. I don't know why I saved at the time, but I'm glad I did, because these are things where I'm able to look back at, right? But if you're going to write these down, right, whether you are going through it right now, you're going to go through it another time. So this is something that you have to accept, and this is one of the major keys. You need to keep this in a space and always remember where it's going to be. And when you have a hard time, remember me, but I'm not even really saying remember me. Remember these 8 major keys I'm about to share with you, because this is something that you're going to need to get you out of that space. All right. So I appreciate the thumbs up, the hearts. I love it. Please share this with others, because I know somebody is out there right now going through a hard time, whether it's you or the next person. So always pay it forward and invite them here on this show, this live. So, okay, number 1, if you got a pen and paper, please write it down. Use your failures as fuel. Okay? Use your failures as fuel. All right? So, you know, you have that burning fire within you, right? We all got that burning desire, whatever it is that instilled into you, that God put upon you, of your vision. Your vision is that fire, right? There's times where your adversity really sometimes blow your fire out, where you done burnt out, or really low and dim your fire, whether it's people dim your fire, situations you go through dims your fire, you know, a lot of areas like that. So this is where you use your failures and things that you're going through that, you know, totally blew up in your face, whatever it is that you look at as failures. I don't like to say failures or weakness, but for the sake of this live, I'm going to. But use your failures as your fuel. When that happens and you have that adversity, let it light the fire back up in you, because guess what? This is where lessons are learned. You know what I mean? This is where, you know, your failures and the lessons that come into your failures is what makes you. It can break you, but if you use it as fuel, it can make you and light that fire back up. I hope that's making sense. And just remember, every failure is I'm knocking myself. Y'all, hold on, pause. I like almost didn't make it on this live because I dropped my phone on my face last night and almost like bust my face. So everybody's like laughing on my personal page about sharing that. But anyway, I'm good for I don't need to hit my face any more than what needs to, whether here on this live or last night when I was like scrolling on my phone. But anyway, every failure, remember that every failure is an experiment. Okay. So this is still number 1. Use your failures as fuel, but every failure is an experiment. Remember, Thomas Edison, he said he tried to, figure out how to get this light bulb to light 10,000 times. Now, part of the reason why that happened is because he wasn't the originator, but we're going to keep that there. I'm just saying, for those who know about the Moorish civilization, I'm just saying, keep hope alive. But for the most part, it, like I said, for him trying to figure out, it took him 10,000 times to really get that going. Okay. So, just remember, you're not going to get it the first time. You're not, you need to, honestly, if you get it the first go around, sometimes either failure is going to come somewhere. But if you get it the first time, great. But there's going to be a failure in somewhere in your life. So accept it, love it. Take it in. like I said, use it as fuel, because if you should be proud. Like I never forget when I took my first step out there. Oh my God, I was so like embarrassed or wasn't sure. I had like launched out my blog years ago when I had My Fit Fabulous Life, and it just looked kind of crazy. Links wasn't working or whatever. I had to get it out there, and I started learning and growing and developing. But like I said, if you're not kind of a little embarrassed of the first things that you put out there, or you don't have any kind of embarrassment moments or failure moments, then you'd have no space to grow. I love when it comes to a space where sometimes I fail. Do I act like I'm super happy and excited all the time? No, sometimes I'm pissed, but I kind of correct myself and say, like, all right, Lauren, you're on the right journey. Like, you know what I'm saying? Figure out what went wrong and keep it moving. We're not perfect. If we keep thinking in a space of being perfect, then you got a problem. Okay. Imperfection is perfect. Okay. All right. Number 2, hope y'all keeping up, is keep uplifted. Okay. Remain positive energy and have an attitude of gratitude. So in order to keep uplifted, you remain a positive energy and have an attitude of gratitude. This is where you start your day off, okay? So you can start your days off with prayers, journaling, meditation. Dump all that negative emotions and energy out of you, whether you're tired, you got a headache, whatever the case may be. I started this morning, I'm not feeling so well because of all what's going on from my car accident, blah, blah, blah. But I made a commitment years ago when I did my 100 Happy Day Challenge that I was going to be happy no matter what. Even if I don't feel well, I remain in space of being grateful because it could always be worse. All right. So number 2 is keep uplifted, remain positive energy, and an attitude of gratitude. Number 3 is ditch the self-made mentality. Rick Ross always say self-made. Yeah, we always grow and build ourselves, but you didn't do it by yourself. You're not going to do it by yourself. You're going to have areas where you might have did it by yourself without your family or people who you came up with, because strangers are usually the ones who ignite your success. But ditch the self-made mentality. Like I said, you cannot do this alone. Really focus on building relationships and build your tribe. Okay. And remember, in a space when you do that and you grow in a space of building, this is where your tribe is needed. Really think about a space when you're down, call up. And for those who are like in the realm of network marketing, you might have heard this before, like, oh, when you're down, call your upline. This goes outside of that as well. This is why you have to build your tribe, build your people, build your space. And that goes into, the next key point of what I'm sharing with number 4 is build your network by aiming high. So remember I said, when you're down, call up. This is where you call up, okay? Build your network by aiming high, as far as, getting a coach, a mentor, someone who's on the next level or where you're trying to go. Those are the people who you need to go when you're low. So like I said, you build your network by aiming high of the kind of people you put yourself around. And, this is where you can reach out to them when you're having a hard time. When I go down and go through things, and after a while, here's another thing. When it starts to come to a point you don't have anybody to go to, to keep going to the next level, that means you got to keep building your network. It was at one space in time when I was going through new things or getting a new business, and I didn't have anybody to go to. I have amazing family and friends and support systems, but maybe they couldn't help me, when it came to like Facebook advertisement marketing, and I got a little frustrated because my ads went well. This is why I need to put other people who are on that level, and every stage where you go, just keep building your tribe of people who are on the next level and higher from you. And a great entrepreneur, a smart entrepreneur, a real entrepreneur, and knows that they need to elevate. You know what I'm saying? They know that they need to put other people around. They know that they must have smarter people around them. You cannot be the smartest of the bunch. Okay. And if you are the smartest of the bunch, then aim high. You need to get more people keep going around you if you want to grow. This is how you elevate. This is how you grow. All right. I hope that's making sense. So you must, be in a space, be humble, know that, you can't have control over everything. You got to have people who can, help you. And that's something that I had to continuously go and grow on, because it was times where I won't ask for help. I have an assistant that I hire and I wouldn't even ask for help. You know what I mean? So she has to will me in. I see you tuned in, Keisha. I love you so much. But you always have to, keep yourself in a space where you need to be open and have other people to assist you and help you on this road and this path to success, especially through trials and tribulations and adversity. All right. So that was number 4. Build your network and aim high. Whenever you're down, call up. Aim. Whenever you're low, aim high by calling these people who's in your network. Right. Number 5 is make health a priority. Y'all know I have to share that. I'm a fitness trainer and a health coach, for goodness sake. That's where I started my first real business on as far as my business, my LLC. I can't stress that enough. You know what I mean? Because what I mean by, make your health a priority, meaning eating well, prioritizing your work and life balance, start adapting some schedules and things like that. Delegate areas, where you need help with, so that way it can take less stress off you and you can take time to take care of yourself. I understand. I know it's, being busy. There's times I'm running out the door because I'm running late because I got to take a 5:45 a.m. train to get to my client. But there's moments where I'm like, especially if I don't feel well, I'll set them up and be like, hey, let me get a second. I need to go grab some food. I need to drink some water. Definitely take care of your health, okay? Eat well. Like I said, prioritize your work-life balance, and keep active. It's not to say you got to be in the gym pushing heavy weight, but, learn to make your daily tasks that you do a little bit more vigorous. If you got a lot of running around, you're driving the car, park a little further away from the door and kind of speed walk. You know what I mean? Just make everything count on what you're already doing. Work smart, not hard. All right. So it's really important, because when you do this and you really focus on, drinking enough water, that's one thing I always, continue to push. I do a little better in the summer when it's hot. Like today, I already had two big 20 ounces. So I have about 40 ounces of water already because it's hot and dry outside. But it's a consistent reminder that you have to do, because guess what? When you don't eat well, you don't take care of your health, you don't get good breathing exercises, you lack oxygen from your brain, then you can't think properly, then you can't function, you can't work efficiently, you can't think. You get what I'm saying? So it's really important so you can allow your brain, your energy, keep high energy and positive energy, keep that attitude of gratitude. You need those things and keep your body functioning so you could excel, exceed, and overcome these times. When you eat like crap, you feel like crap. You get what I'm saying? That's where some of these adversities come from. That's one thing. And trust me, I get it. Especially ladies, when we have that time or whatever, just be mindful, because there's times where things will go wrong. You get really stressed and you crave certain foods and things like that. Just be mindful. I mean, maybe cut back a little bit. You want that chocolate bar, cut it in half, or just try to be a little conscious of it. I know it's not easy, but really just have a conscious of it and keep working at it. Keep working at it, because if you keep filling that body with these bad foods, you're just going to feel more like crap, and you're going to feel like you can never get over these adversities. Trust me, that's exactly one of the areas how I fell down deep depression. Okay. And that through that phase is what ignited me to start my health and fitness business, because I realized how important it was, and I was getting sick. Okay. So enough with that part. Enough about me, because this is about you, but I'm sharing, and hopefully what I shared helped you. I hope so. And all right. So number 6, we got 2 more. Well, 3, including 6, because I got 8 for y'all. So number 6 is love up on your imperfections. And remember that it's what's building you. Okay? Love up on your imperfections. Remember, I said we're not perfect. Our imperfections is what's perfect. You get what I'm saying? And I get it. I got a little OCD. When I did this little border thing, I was so picky, like the little corner, But you know what I mean? There's a little errors up in here. You see a little bit of tracing around me. Whatever. It's perfect. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying present yourself to be a mess. You know what I'm saying, or anything like that, but just get out there and go and get stuff done, and just kind of fix things along the way where you need to. And I'm not talking about like graphics with your business. I'm just saying in all areas. Like sometimes you'll be really hard on yourself. You did a presentation and you forgot some things, or you thought you could have did it better, or you didn't tackle the question that someone asked the way you thought, or whatever the case may be. That's all right. You get what I'm saying? Learn from it, take it as lessons, use it, because it's what builds you, and just keep it pushing. All right. So number 7 is understand and accept challenges and adversities, whatever you want to say. So understand and accept challenges and adversities as a norm rather than an exception. Woo! I'll say that again. Understand and accept challenges as a norm rather than an exception. So I said challenges, adversity, whatever you want to say, your trials and tribulations. The giant that I'm talking about through this week, take it as your norm. Just accept it. These are things that is going to be needed. You know what I mean? When stuff go wrong, I don't feel well, something happened, like, all right, like, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times we look at the norm of being perfect. We look at the norm of being perfect. So when something goes wrong, we psychologically think it's out of the context of what things are supposed to be like, because we keep looking at things to be perfect. There's no such thing. Remember I said number 7, love up on your imperfections. If you love up on your imperfections, you will accept and understand that challenges and adversities is a norm rather than an exception. Somebody said, woo, or oh, whatever way. So I hope that resonated. Okay, that was something that I had to take, because I could be a perfectionist. You know what I mean? And I had to stop telling myself, I'm a perfectionist. This is my sign. I think it's a trait for Taurus. We're very stubborn, kind of caught in our ways and want stuff to be perfect. Be careful with the signs. Like I said, I understand that that's one of the traits, of me as a person. But at the same time, I accepted that, imperfections and adversities are part of the norm. I had to rewire my mind to feel as though like everything is not going to be perfect. But be very careful too, because sometimes, especially if you're an excuse and a procrastinator kind of person, and maybe later in the shows we'll work a little bit more on that. But if you're that kind of person, because I used to be this. And once I finally did switch my mind to feel like, I'm like, well, whatever, everything ain't perfect, and then I won't work on it. You know what I mean? So just find that balance, that thin line. The main thing you should do, I always talk about this book. I will pull it out, but I don't know where it is, because I'm about to give it to someone to read. But the 4 agreements. One of the agreements is to do your absolute best. And the second one is the first one is be impeccable with your word. And then another agreement is do your absolute best. Like, be the best at everything you do. When you focus on your word or what you say you want to do, and then you really make sure that you do your best at it, no matter what, then that's perfect. That's when it's perfect. All right. I hope this is helping. All right. So, and remember, another thing is tragedy and setbacks is what builds warriors. I'll say that again. Tragedies, challenges, setbacks, BS, all that stuff that happens that get in your way is what builds warriors. If you listen and really study like really highly successful people, most of them has been through some serious stuff, like some real hard times. I mean, yeah, you got some that they never even like worked a day in their life, and their parents gave them all this stuff, whatever. But they go through some challenges. They might end up doing some drugs and went through this because they wasn't grateful enough. You know what I'm saying? So everybody goes through stuff, but the challenges and the setbacks that you go through in your life can make you or break you. But if you don't allow it to break you, it will build you as a warrior. All right. I hope this is helpful. Number 8. I hope y'all taking notes. If not, y'all might want to go back. Write these notes, because I'm telling you, this is what built me. This is what got me out. I don't share anything that I don't personally go through or understand. If it's anything I don't, this is when I have a guest come on. All right. So number 8, the last one is rinse, wash, repeat your why. Rinse, wash, and repeat your why. Understand your why. Always keep your why in front of you, your strengths in front of you, and focus on keeping it clean and worn at all times. Keep your why as like a t-shirt. Like you don't wear the t-shirt over it. If you rinse, wash, anyway, I can get kind of thrown off. But like I said, rinse, wash, and repeat your why. Always keep it in front of you. Understand your why. Understand your strengths and areas where and when I say your strengths, I'm not saying compared to strengths and weakness. I'm saying the things that build you, the adversities. With me, I'm very resilient. I watched my mom, my family, we went through some hard times. You know what I'm saying? But that's what built me. That's what ignites me. That's my why. To really keep focusing that I'm going to be the breaking of the cycle. I'm going to be the one to, continue to keep pushing and moving myself forward to, have financial freedom, time freedom, and things like that. So I can raise my family the way I wish to, not by the way the world and the government chose to control me to raise my family that way. All right. So rinse, wash, and repeat your why. Always keep your why in front of you. Understand what your why is. And your why is what hurts you. What hurts and digs deep inside of you enough that's going to make you never turn back. My why, like I said, I have a great deal of whys, but it all circles around the same thing of what I just shared with you, as far as not wanting to, grow up in a repeated cycle, breaking the cycle of my family and my generation. You get what I'm saying? And not having to raise another family in that same, area of just struggle and not, just not growing and developing in areas. I'm not saying I never had family that didn't grow and they're nothing or anything like that. But, their struggles and things is what built me, and my struggles is what continues to build me. You get what I'm saying? So my why is something that I always go back to. Just always remember, even when you're down, your business flopped, you lost money, y'all. I remember my business went down like 90%, like in a matter of like a month. But it was because I wasn't keeping myself up. I was doing this all by myself. You get what I'm saying? When I really left the gym and started my fitness business, you get that mentality. I want to do this all by myself. And I had some mentors, but I didn't keep myself in the space to always keep growing. And my business flopped 90%. I was bringing in some good money, and that thing went down, like the Titanic down. Like it really hit me hard. And I had to look at, okay, what happened? I was a little, stressed out, but I definitely promised myself to never go back through depression. And I had to look at it. That had to happen. And that's why y'all see me go so hard. I ain't never going through that again. Never. You know what I'm saying? So I hope this was helpful. Tomorrow I'm going to pull out my beat up old book. I think some of the notes are on different papers, and I'm going to bring up that stuff, get real transparent with y'all. Dig in a space I haven't really digged in that much, especially personally on live, and share the exact questions I asked myself, where you can use to really, where I used to help me with when I went through my depression at times, right? I have no shame to say, I've never been depressed before. But I'm going to, unreveal that and really dig in and share some key questions that I asked myself. And even if your life is great and you're going through everything and stuff is fine and you're not going through the adversity, I really highly recommend that you still tune in, if not share it, because there's someone who's probably you talk to every day. A lot of people didn't know what I was going through. My own mother and family didn't know. My best friend did. But a lot of people didn't know. I learned to keep a smile on my face because I learned not to imprison other people with my misery, but you got to know when to speak. Okay. But I was working on areas and being proactive to get myself out of that space. So what the purpose of me saying that is, tomorrow or even with this live today, please share it. Definitely make sure that you share with others. And guess what? You may go through a time where it gets tough, and I hope that this will be helpful for you. Where you can always go back to your notes here or even tune in on this show and remind you that everything will be all right. If you keep that focus, that it will be, and there's light at the end of the tunnel, You will get there. So I love you all. I hope y'all have a prosperous, what's today? Tuesday. See y'all tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. LC Thrive is signing out.